Edwin Sifuna's popularity has burgeoned, and right now is the talk of the town in Western Kenya. In fact, the Wamalwa moment in 2002 is now being seen in Edwin Sifuna. So
hello viewers, this is Inside the Headlines, a channel that brings you political analysis beyond the news. So today we want to discuss the Western political realignment, and in the studio I have Fred, who is a political analyst. He is an expert in the Kenyan politics and also the politics of the US and the Middle East. Is here to explain for us what is really happening in the political arena, especially in the western part of the country. So, but we want also to remind you to subscribe to our channel so that the YouTube will always show you the next episodes that we are going to upload. Mr. Fred.
Thank you, Moses.
Welcome.
How are you?
Yes, I'm doing well. Yes, I hope you're doing well.
Yes, I'm pretty good.
Yes. Now, so Fred, my direct question to you is this new political alignment in Western Kenya. Yes. What is your perspective?
Okay, if you look at the Western Kenya at large, there has been a beehive of activities politically in the Western region, as we have witnessed even over the weekend.
Yes.
Edwin Sifuna's popularity has burgeoned, and right now is the talk of the town in Western Kenya. In fact, the Wamalwa moment in 2002 is now being seen in Edwin Sifuna. So most of the political aspirants in the Western region are coalescing around Sifuna in a bid to secure their political future. Moses.
Yes. Okay. Does this complicate the equation to the likes of the previous political grapevines from the Western Kenya? Talk of Mudavadi, Wetangula, and also Oparanya.
Yes, that's a good question. It will complicate the political equation or the matrix for Mudavadi, Wetangula, Fernandes Baraza, and Wycliffe Oparanya, if and only if Sifuna is on the ballot. But if Sifuna is not on the ballot, let's forget about it, man. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna complicate the.
Why do you say so? Maybe for the sake of our viewers, you can elaborate.
Yes, the reason why I'm saying, if the Sifuna is not on the ballot, then as usual, the Luhya community is known for not voting in the same basket, especially if one of their own is not in the ballot. So if Sifuna is playing a second fiddle to anyone, then be rest assured they will not vote in the same basket. In fact, it will give the likes of Wycliffe or Oparanya, Moses Wetangula, and Musalia Mudavadi to go and convince them that, look, we don't have any stake in that government, and that government is not, they are not going to win. So if you go to vote with those people and they failed, then our stakes in this Ruto's government is not going to be there. So with that kind of narrative, it will force them to now start spreading their risk. So if it is Sifuna, then Mudavadi's goose and the likes of Wetangula is cooked. Yes.
Okay, by looking at the Western Kenya, and Sifuna, right when he started his politics up to now, and if you've been following him, do you really think he's the best leader for the Luhya community?
Okay, honestly speaking, in my view, I don't. Sifuna is the future leader, not the current leader, in my view. Sure. Because if you look at him right now, he is not mature politically, number one. Emotionally, you can still see Sifuna is not emotionally mature. He is not ready to be the Kenyan leader. Number two, if you look at right now, he doesn't even have a manifesto, and we have 1 year to the election. And he himself is not even sure that he is going to be on the ballot. That's number three. Number four, the presidential campaign needs a lot of resources. Sifuna has no resources, and he cannot rely on well-wishers or Kenyans sending money on pay bill. That's not going to be enough. So for him to mount a formidable campaign that can propel him to win presidency, he must have a lot of money. That's why I'm saying right now he's not ready to become the president. The only person that I think, if he wanted to vie, can maybe become president is Mudavadi, because I think Mudavadi has got enough resources. He has the network, he has the billions of shillings, so he can run for the presidency because he has money. Let's face it, man, you cannot run for president in this country if you don't have money. First of all, holding one rally alone, I hear that it is 3 million. Holding just one rally alone. And remember, during the electioneering period, you are supposed to hold such kind of rallies, 5 of them in a day. If you can recall, Raila used to hold them 5 in a day. So if you can, if you want to hold such kind of 5 rallies in a day for 1 month, a lot of money that I don't think if Sifuna has such kind of money. So Sifuna still need to re-strategize. But when it comes to the oratory skills, he has the oratory skills. He can convince the electorate to vote for him because he's a good speaker. He can convince the electorate to vote for him. But what is going to hinder him from maybe achieving his presidential ambition in 2027 is the money factor. That is personal impediment, is money factor. Then other factors that people may view that Sifuna is still not ripe for presidency is his emotional maturity, is full of bravado, the way he speaks. He speaks like he's a man who knows it all, and he doesn't want to be challenged. So I don't think if that is good for a leader who want to lead Kenyans, because Kenya is multi-ethnic, Kenya is multi-religious community. So for you to bring all those heads together, you need to be very accommodative and emotionally mature. Yes.
Let's face it, Fred.
Yes.
Maybe this is the kind of energy that the next generation wants. Yeah, and as we can see, they're really celebrating him. So maybe this energy that he has is what the future generation would actually want.
Okay, if you look at most Kenyans, especially young Kenyans, they always like a leader who is confrontational. Yes. Especially the Luo community, they love leaders who are very confrontational. If you look at most of them, and even the Gen Zs right now as we speak, any person who can be confrontational, speak without fear, speak without thinking, speak without hesitation. Those are the people they think they can make good leaders. But in my view, and my experience in politics, that's not how to run a country. In fact, if you can look at the way Ruto also used to have such kind of traits. In fact, the reason why there was an eruption of Gen Z protest in 2024, isn't it?
Yes.
It was because of those flowery language and the talks of bravado. Ruto used to be very uh, used to have a lot of used to brag to Kenyans. Kenyans talk to tells him, you know, we don't want this finance bill. Then he talks with a lot of his lieutenants who are talking. If you don't like, so what? You what the like of Kipchumba Murkomen and Kimani Ichung'wah. They used to talk with a lot of uh, bravado, and that one angered Kenyans. So you can see that Ruto, in his first 2 years in office, he used to have that kind of mentality, that you can bulldoze things around. He didn't want any divergent opinion. And I think during that time is when we had the abduction. So any person who just bring any divergent opinion, you get abducted, you disappear in the thin air. So such kind of, but right now, I think Raila Odinga sat down with President Ruto and told him, my friend, you are now the president. Don't expect people not to oppose you. Expect opposition. Not everyone can like you. So you just ignore them. And I think the Ruto got that good advice from Baba Raila Odinga. Because right now, if you look at what people are doing, people have been talking a lot of nonsense about him, but he doesn't care. Sure. He keeps on working for Kenyans. He launches projects. He doesn't care. So I think that is the kind of mentality a president should have. That once you become a president, expect your people, some people to oppose you, some people to agree with you. And that's what democracy is all about. But if you look at Sifuna, I don't think if he's ready to be opposed by anyone because of the fact that he's still young and maybe still not emotionally mature. So he still needs to be emotionally mature so that when he becomes president, and maybe because anything can happen, the people who propels you to power, they may start demanding too much. Like let's say, for example, now Sifuna is caucusing with the people from Mount Kenya and maybe people from other walks of life. After forming government, these people will come with unrealistic demands. And you know, when you are the president, the buck stops with you. So they will come into your government, they start siphoning money here and there, they plunder resources. But now who is going to be responsible for those plunder of resources? It is you who is the president. So when you stop them, stamp your authority and tell them, no, it is enough is enough. Please, I don't now want any plundering of resources in my government anymore. Then they will say, you see, we are the people who put you in power. If you don't allow us to do what we want, we will bolt out of your government and your government will fail. And by doing that, now Sifuna will look for the opposition. Now, because I'm now under siege, I'm under captive, I cannot do anything because these people are threatening me that they are going to maybe impeach me, they are going to frustrate my government. Then let me now secretly go to the opposition so that they can concretize my presidency, so that even if they decide to leave, I can be able to still govern the country. So is Sifuna ready for such kind of political betrayals? Is he ready for such kind of... That's why in politics you need maturity. Once you win presidency, I like what Barrister Miguna used to say, that winning an election is not a problem. But do you know how to maintain the instrument of power and how to stay in power? That is the most important thing. You can win the elections, Then the people that propels you to election, they start blackmailing you. What do? You look for the opposition to maintain power. If you don't look for the opposition, you are not going to work. You are going to be held hostage. By the end of 5 years, Kenyans will say you have not done anything. In fact, the same people that you were in the government that were plundering resources, they're the same people who will now go get out, and now they will start. They will want your seat. So how do you deal with them? You have to be emotionally intelligent, socially intelligent, and politically woke all the time.
Let's face it, Fred. This is someone who has been the SG for the ODM, and you know the kind of influence the ODM has been having in the country. Senator of Nairobi, yes, a lawyer in that prospect, and also within a short period of time, he has been able to unite all the Western community together. Why do you think he has been able to do that? As you also say that he's not ready for the presidency.
I think the reason why Sifuna has managed to galvanize the Western voting bloc is principally one thing. If you look at the voters from central Kenya, any person who is anti-government is a darling to them. Any person who is anti-government is perceived to be politically friendly to them. So if you look at Sifuna's most interviews, even when Baba was still alive, he used to be very critical about the government decision, government failures, and government's excesses when it comes to police brutality. So, and Sifuna has been very consistent. So that one endeared him to the public. And the folks from Mount Kenya started celebrating him. And you see the folks from Mount Kenya, when they start elevating you, they will make you look very big until you start thinking that you are anything, until they dump you. Like, for example, they made Morara Kebaso look very big. Morara Kebaso was also ripe for presidency. They made Matiang'i so big, Kalonzo notwithstanding. So I think the reason why Sifuna is now a big political figure in our political landscape is because of folks from Mount Kenya. And remember, Sifuna also comes from a very popular ethnic community. So once the Luhya people saw that the central folks are supporting their son, then they had no otherwise, because now you will be asked, surely, the central Kenya people will ask Luhyas that we are supporting your son and you are not supporting him. So I think Luhyas now were forced willy-nilly that if central Kenya folks can support our son like this, almost they want to make him president, then we want to be the people who want to fail our son. No. So the people of Luhya community, the Luhya community, are not gravitating towards Sifuna simply because they like him. No. They are doing that just to show other Kenyan community who are supporting Sifuna that at least Sifuna is our son. If we are supporting him, charity begins at home. And that is the same thing. The time Matiang'i was getting a lot of attention, political attention, the Gusii people, they started also holding Matiang'i in high regard, because now it is normal. People will find that if we don't stand with our son, then even the outsiders will also get tired of him, that if this person is rejected in their own home, why should we stick with him? So I think that is what is happening. So the moment folks from Mount Kenya will dump Sifuna for another candidate, maybe one of their own, I think Luhyas will also start rethinking.
If what you are saying is to go by,
yes.
Remember Eugene Wamalwa has been has been having support from the same area that you were saying. Why is it that he wasn't able to have this massive support that we are seeing with Edwin Sifuna?
You see, the reason why Eugene Wamalwa has never had that kind of support, it is because of Mount Kenya folks have never seemed to support him.
He's been working with
he's been working with him, but he is not been seen as somebody who can be championed to lead the country. And let me make no mistake, if Sifuna can decide to make a bow-turn or a U-turn back to ODM, his influence in Mount Kenya will die. And the Mount Kenya people will now look for another leader from Western, maybe supposedly Eugene, and they will make Eugene look very big, and even the lawyers will now start thinking that we can now, if Eugene is now being fronted by the folks from Mount Kenya, then we can now rally behind Eugene. So I think people who have made Sifuna look so big are just people from Central Kenya. And I can dare you and I can challenge you on this. The moment the people from Central Kenya will ditch or abandon Sifuna, that will be the end of him. And I can tell you this, their support for Sifuna is not genuine. It is not genuine and it's not organic in any way. It is temporal. Yes.
I don't know where do you get this, because if, as we look at it in terms of our lenses, we are seeing that this person is actually being supported by everyone all over the country. All right, of course, receiving a massive support from Western Kenya.
Okay, Western Kenya. Let's not talk about Western Kenya.
Yes.
And Central Kenya, because Western Kenya we understand it comes from Western Kenya.
Yes.
So put Western Kenya and Central Kenya aside. Where else do Sifuna have support?
The Luos are supported with Sifuna.
That's a lie.
That's
a lie.
True.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
In fact, some of them were saying this is Baba's political son.
If you look, if you go and do polling,
they are saying this is Baba's spirit working with Sifuna.
But how many? They are just handful Luos who are disgruntled, maybe who are following Babu Owino and the likes of James Orengo. Those are the ones that are supporting Sifuna. But 80%, almost 90% of Luos are not supporting Sifuna. Where else? Where else does Sifuna have support?
Which research is this?
Does Sifuna have support in Rift Valley? Maybe handful.
Yes.
Maybe in Nyanza, maybe handful support. In Coast, just few. Northeastern, just few. So where does
you have to start from somewhere?
No, that's why I was telling you.
Yes.
That if the people from Central Kenya abandon Sifuna, Sifuna will fall down like a kite. That one you can take that one to the bank. You can take that to the bank. Yes.
Okay. My last question.
Yes.
When we have been seeing that Sifuna is now one of the candidates that people are actually fronting to be one of the presidential candidates come next year. What is your thought about it?
Come again?
I'm saying,
yes.
Like, what is your thought of Sifuna being one of the presidential candidates in the next year?
In the next year's general election. Yes. Okay, Sifuna.
Because he has support.
What I can say,
yes,
Sifuna is still not ready for the next year's general election.
What if he is fronted as the opposition?
He is not going to win. He is not going to win.
How sure
he is going to? I'm 100% sure. He is going to be defeated by the incumbent, pants down. That one I can bet on that. Because number one, the Kalenjin nation is locked, the Luo nation is locked, the coastal and the northeastern regions are locked. Those are President Ruto's stronghold.
That is debatable.
Yeah, it's debatable, but the perception outside there, those are presumed to be President Ruto's stronghold. Then Sifuna is left with the Western and the Central Kenya, so to speak. And remember, we are also assuming that Kalonzo will support Sifuna's candidature. Remember, if Kalonzo has to support Sifuna's candidature, then Kalonzo will not play second fiddle to Sifuna. Maybe someone else from Central Kenya will play second fiddle. Then maybe they will have Luya Kikuyu alliance, ama Luya Mount Kenya alliance in play. And these other Kenyans will now go to President William Ruto, because the people always say that it's better to be with the government, because there is always high chances of government getting re-elected than going to do patapotea with the opposition.
But we know that Uhuru Kenyatta 2013 was supported two communities again, re-elected again. Even when you look at
they had instruments of power, so they had a way of manipulating the election
when
results.
you look at even the last general election, it was two regions with barely maybe some few.
I think it is through voter manipulation that has been putting Uhuru and Ruto in power in 2022.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, so we have to stop there. So our viewers, we remind you to always subscribe to the channel so that you can always get our topics in the episodes to come. Otherwise, let me give Fred 30 seconds to give his final remarks.
Yes, our folks of the internet, we don't take your support for granted. We are highly appreciative. Keep on subscribing, keep on watching our insightful videos, and have a wonderful stay where you are.
Thank you, and have a nice time where you are.